So, I have to apologize again for not putting up the videos as quickly as I make them. So there's gonna be like a huge pile of late uploads, but y'all will be alright. Um, I wanted to talk about the Grapevine. And the Grapevine is a YouTube channel, podcast show type, where it will discussion panel show type where you have academic blacks, and I believe they're from New York, and they talk about, black issues and stuff like that. And the episode I watched was about love, sex, and relationships. And this was they divided the gender. So like one day was for the men, all men. Next day, all women. And I decided to watch the all women first. Cause I pretty muchly I can safely assume with men it's really just about. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be like a divided panel to where you have dudes who want to be players versus dude who's, they want to do right from the start because they don't want to be like, dudes who weren't good players and they have a whole bunch of kids and, they're fucked up and tied down and shit. Um, so I listened to the females, and it was a lot of gibberish. I didn't really expect much. I mean, it's just in the topic of love, sex, and relationships. It's really just subjective. So there's really no fact checking it or trying to correct someone's views on it. It's like it's subjective. It's like if because a lot of the women keep bringing up energy, and there was this one girl. She always talks about left brain. Some shit with the left brain. She always brings it up on like every topic. I don't know where she gets this shit from. Everything's about left brain, um, divine femininity, and back to Egypt and Africa and all that. And what hit a nerve was like at the mid to end of the clip to the video, and they were talking about gender roles. They keep talking about, oh, fuck gender roles. And I know most of the girls are from Nigeria, and they talk about how like their family was different. Ironically, everybody's family is different, and they were raised in this household to where girls did the same thing as boys. And there was this one lady who is I think she said she was divorced. I think she married young. She had a kid from like an abusive dude, and I don't know, she had another kid by another dude after that divorce, or I don't know if she was married to that dude, but I think she has like maybe two baby daddies or whatnot. I don't know, but I remember she said she wasn't going to marry or have kids again, and she was, you know, dudes would be like, that's a done deal. Like, there's really nothing you can do with that. And I'm pretty sure you can find dudes who don't really want to pass their seed. I'll probably say like, if you want to do a blended family, that's probably what you should be looking for. A dude who already has kids and he's like, that's enough for me, and we can just vibe and do whatever. But I do feel like with her situation and women like her, like you fuck yourself up, being with a not shit dude, and I wouldn't say you ruin it for everybody, but it's like, yeah, dudes ain't gonna be checking for you like that, especially at that young age. It's like, dang, she's cute, but it's like, fuck, like, dang, you can't even tie her down if you don't want to do anything with you. But anyways, back to the whole the families. Oh, with that same lady, she was talking about how in her household there's no gender roles, and so everybody does the same thing. And she's talking about um, how the girls take out the trash, the girls wash the dishes, they do all those little hard and grinding chores. Um, they didn't really bring up the sons much. The funny thing about it, and well, I'll get back to it later. And then the other girls, they were talking about their families. Like, oh, one girl, she's like a pro-black feminist, and she was talking about her family, how they were different, and she was kind of exiled among other Nigerians. And it was funny because they also brought up how Nigerian mothers maintain patriarchy, and knowing that the panel is feminist, is pro-feminist, patriarchy is this evil thing that enslaves women. So you just let them have their cake and eat it too. So I wasn't really going to debate, whether or not it was a patriarchy or just men leadership, but that's a whole different topic once I get more information on their lives and whatnot. But it was just it was just they were talking about they're different. Everybody does the same thing, and then later, like down the line at the near end, like somebody brings up. No, no, I think the host, she brought up like boys are being coddled, and I was like, wow, we just came from no gender roles. Boys do the same thing girls do. Girls do the same thing as boys does. And now we're talking about niggas being treated like babies. Oh, I don't want to pay all the bills. Oh, that's not fair that I'm doing all the seriousness and he's just playing video games. Oh, it's not fair that I'm educated and he's not. And he doesn't plan to be. It's like in earlier topics, y'all were just talking about relationships just for the sake of being with somebody. You wasn't talking about getting tied down. You didn't want to get married early. You did want a committed relationship, but you just didn't want it now. And they were talking about their libido. One girl, the left brain girl, she was talking about her libido was high and how, like, there was a topic too where they were like, it was a topic of waiting. Would you wait till engagement or marriage for sex? And like they were like, oh hell no. Oh hell no, we're not gonna wait. Oh hell, why are we gonna wait? Because we're gonna do it anyway with him. I'm like, okay. It's because I feel like with guys, like we're shamed for doing the like for waiting and maturing and trying to get our shit together. It's like they expect, like, it's like I feel like this is with black women or women in general, to where they expect black men to be already mandingos from the start, already sexually active, D1, A1, the dick games A1 and shit, D1 or whatever. And it's like it's like women want the A1 game, D game versus a dude who's established, well-to-do. And it's like even if he's boring, it's like you can teach him or you can like do something. I mean, like, I mean, like, I don't see how sex can be that like hard to master if you're dealing with like a lame dude or a dude that hasn't got it in as much as others. I mean, just sit down with him, watch Pornhub, do learn, get into fetishes or something. I feel like I don't understand why women they just kind of like shit on dudes who like aren't really having sex like that, and then they're wondering like, oh well, I don't want the sex to be lame. I'm like, it's like I I want people to have a good sex life, but it's like I feel like we've been doing it too much to where it's just like we're only with people for sex, and then we sacrifice a stable family, finance, all that for good sex, and I feel like that we've been doing that too long and it's not working. You know, I feel like women they do. I feel like they do virgin shame black men, or they shame black men who are celibate. And I knew when she asked that question about waiting, I knew I was waiting for them to say something like, "Is this nigga gay?" or something. But I was literally waiting for that. Because I've always noticed when it comes to that question being asked in an open forum, you know, male celibacy is like it's like lame. It's like ugh. It's like their worst nightmare is of them, being committed and faithful and celibate for like 2 years, and then the game is whack. Like the D games are whack as hell. And like they're surprised, like they don't even see its dick. It's like they're surprised that it's like what, like 2 inches or something. you know, I feel like I don't know why black women run that kind of. They think like that, but anyways, back to the gender roles thing. It was like there was one lady. She was talking about when they were talking about black boys being coddled. She was talking about she has a cousin, a male cousin who can't even change a tire. And I'm like, whoop de damn do. You just been talking about women need to be more exposed to doing non-gender. They need to be doing things that men are doing. My thing is that I'm okay with women doing doing things like being CEOs of businesses. They can be engineers. When it's outside of the home, I'm okay with it. But when it's inside the home, I feel like, when it comes to like things you learn from home, I feel like, they're missing the ball. I was outside heading to work yesterday, and I'm looking at these little kids. They're like probably in middle school maybe, and I see two boys and one girl, and I'm like, this girl's riding her bike with the boys, and she's sagging boy boxer shorts, and I'm like, whoa, how did we get here? Maybe she's gay, but I'm like, I don't even know how. I feel like black folks really have been missing the ball with gender roles. And the thing is that there's been like a so long decade of, why aren't black men doing the things they need to be doing? And, you make all these complaints. Why aren't black men leading the community? Why aren't black men protecting black women? Why aren't black men taking care? It's like all of these kind of male leadership roles, and it's like, of course, black men should do it, whether or not black women ask for it or not. It's not about asking black women for permission to lead. It's not about that. But I feel like when it comes to black women who are single and they're thinking about raising a family, I don't like the liberalism of you know we're going to teach the girls to be kick ass, and then the boys will just be like they can't think of the opposite of what girls. That's the issue, because you're telling girls to be um what's the word I'm looking for? Uh, Something that has to do with like doing everything. You expect girls to do, because like girls can see what boys are doing, but the thing is, boys are kind of clueless on what girls are doing when it comes to maintaining the household. You know, because most of the stuff is just shit like anybody can do, like cooking, cleaning. But I have seen this thing to where of stay-at-home boyfriends because like the dude's broke or something, and I'm like that's not productive. I don't approve of black men being stay-at-home dads unless they're making a good a livable wage income off of an at-home job or something. You know, that's the only way that I approve of it. But in a realistic setting, that's not the case. You know, it's not the case. And I was like literally almost wanted to flip the damn computer because I'm like, you're mad about coddling, but you're co-signing liberalism among gender roles, and that's why these boys aren't doing nothing. That's why they're doing nothing because they're clueless on what it means to be a girl or what figure out what girls do. It's more easier to see a girl do what guys do.